If you're comparing Charlotte versus Charleston, do not pick the wrong city or else you will overpay and you will wind up stuck someplace that you hate for decades. And I know this because I've helped hundreds of people move to Charlotte. My friend Sarah has done the same in Charleston. And so we came together to settle it once and for all in this video across 21 different sections: cost of living, jobs, weather, lifestyle, and everything that you need to know in order to figure out which city is going to fit you better. So let's get started with the most important one. Which Carolina city is going to stretch your money further? Charlotte feels a little bit easier on the wallet. We don't have flood insurance or crazy hurricane premiums. Bills are steady, neighborhoods newer, life's a little bit more predictable. Groceries, schools, hospitals, all within a short drive. And $700,000 here can get you a modern 4-bedroom with a big yard and garage outside the city. You don't just live here, you breathe here, easier financially. Now in Charleston, it's all relative. If you're coming from New York or LA, it still is going to feel super affordable. But for most people, prices have jumped fast. Housing near the coast costs way more, and flood insurance can really add up. Now, property taxes are still very low, very reasonable, but storm zones can change the math with extra costs like flood insurance. Now, people say it's not cheap. It's just worth it for the lifestyle. So who has the edge? Charlotte's going to keep things predictable and newer. Charleston's going to make you pay a little bit more for the view, but also give you something more classic. So who wins? If you're looking for affordability, Charlotte's going to win this round with lower cost, fewer surprises, and easier long-term living. Now, savings are great, but which Carolina city is going to give you a better paycheck? Charlotte is a career-centered city. It's packed with banks, tech startups, logistics, and healthcare. And most people here are in their climb years, so to speak, chasing better pay and promotions. Jobs feel structured, paychecks are higher, and there's room to move up in a variety of different industries. If you're still building your career, Charlotte's going to give you some runway, but Charleston's job market looks smaller and a little bit more creative. It's powered by Boeing, Bosch, the military base, and lots of tours and lots of hospitality. The city is very business friendly, yet local wages just haven't kept up with rising costs. So many people in Charleston move there for the lifestyle and not so much career growth. It's peaceful, but your paycheck doesn't stretch the same way it does in Charlotte. So who has the edge? Charlotte's going to give you a little bit higher salaries and more paths to grow your career, whereas Charleston trades structure for more sunshine, and it's probably why so many retirees love to move there. In terms of pay, Charlotte's going to win again with more industries, better pay, bigger futures. What's a big paycheck even worth if housing is just going to eat it up? So let's talk about which of these Carolina cities give you better options for homes, affordability, real estate. Charlotte's going to give you options with suburbs like Ballantyne, South Park, and Huntersville offering space, schools, and newer builds. You can still find big backyards, modern kitchens, and garages without breaking the bank. And outside the city, and even some places inside the city, if you have the, substantial capital to invest, you can get a true estate. There's options here. $700,000 even can give you something that feels very luxurious and not so much like a compromise. Plus, there's not the same coastal flood zones or hurricane insurance that you have to worry about. It's steady, growing, and easier for families to plan long term. Now, Charleston's market is a little bit tighter, a little bit more emotional. Water and history drive prices sky high near downtown and the beaches and the historic districts. And so $700,000 in a choice area might at best buy a small 1940s bungalow. Very charming, but compact. Flood insurance, elevation of the build, and storm risks can all raise those costs fast. Yet people still line up for these pastel homes and oak-lined, history-filled streets because for a lot of people, owning in Charleston isn't about size. It's about the story. It's a dream, right? And so overall, who's got the edge? If you're looking for space and value, Charlotte's going to win. If you're looking for beauty, character, history, historic homes, Charleston's probably going to take this one. So we're going to call it a tie overall because while Charlotte stretches your dollar, Charleston's going to steal your heart. Now, big house or not, if you're stuck in traffic, it's all the same. I always joke, the inside of a car looks the same in all 50 states. So who plans the roads better? Charlotte, Charleston, which one's going to leave you in a bind on the highway? Charlotte's roads feel very planned. We have 6-lane parkways, beltways, and multiple ways in and out of the city. And even with rush hour, traffic's pretty predictable, even though there are some very tight, very bad traffic spots in a few spots around the city. For the most part, you can live outside the city and commute into the city in 20-30 minutes, even going downtown, as long as you're not crossing any of the bridges or big congestion areas. And for most people, the drive feels like part of city life, not a daily battle. Now, Charleston's charm does come with some bottlenecks. The bridges there are beautiful, but limited, and so one accident can back things up for miles. Especially suburbs like Somerville or Goose Creek can mean an hour-plus drive into the city versus like 20 minutes without any traffic. Still, the locals make peace with it. The locals leave early, enjoy the scenery, and you can call it your bridge therapy, because in Charleston, even the traffic's gonna give you some very pretty views. Now, Charlotte is a lot faster, a lot smoother for the most part. It does have some bad traffic spots, but they're avoidable for the most part. And Charleston's a little bit slower, but it's also a little bit more scenic. So who wins? If you can afford to be in one of the historic districts in one of the choice areas, Charleston is beautiful. Beauty, I'll take the beauty any day of the week. If you're looking for something that's going to give you a little bit more access, a little bit more city, because Charlotte is substantially bigger, then Charlotte's going to take this one with less traffic and more access. But what if you want to just opt out of having a car altogether? What if you want good public transport and walkability? Which city is going to make no car life actually possible? Charlotte still runs on wheels for the most part. You will find buses, and we have a light rail that is starting to expand, but most people still travel by car. It's convenient, there's parking everywhere, and the suburbs are pretty wide and spread out, so walking isn't always a part of daily life, at least for commuting and travel. Sidewalks end fast once you get outside of Uptown and a few other major hubs. It's clean and organized. It's just built more for commuters than walkability. Now in Charleston, it's going to feel a lot tighter and more walkable. The downtown's small, full of shops, cafes, and cobblestone streets. You can walk from the market to the water in minutes, and even the beach towns feel connected with bikes. You see golf carts everywhere and short drives. It's the kind of city where a morning stroll still means something. Now, Charlotte works for drivers, Charleston works for dreamers, for those historic home lovers, and I'll give this one to Charleston, even though Charlotte's got the light rail for commuting on public transit. Charleston has some wonderfully walkable streets and coastal charm that's going to beat wide highways any day of the week. Now, Charlotte still wins for that everyday convenience, but you will be traveling a little bit more, unless, again, you're in one of those very small walkable areas. But walkability only matters if it's safe. So let's talk about safety next. Where does safety feel real and not just promised? Charlotte feels organized and stable. Most suburbs are quiet, well-lit, and family-focused, and police presence is steady, and newer neighborhoods bring a sense of comfort. Like any big city, Charlotte can get a little rowdy on the weekends, but most residents say daily life feels safe and predictable, and I would tend to agree. Now, Charleston's safety depends on the zip code. Tourist areas stay busy and bright. Older parts of downtown and the rural outskirts can feel patchy and sketchy after dark. And hurricanes and flooding bring their own risks too. Still, locals know their spots and look out for each other. Southern hospitality does not sleep in either of these cities, but particularly in Charleston. So who's got the edge? Charlotte wins for consistency. Charleston's safety changes block by block, so Charlotte's going to take this round with calmer suburbs, fewer unknowns, and more peace of mind. And if this still sounds confusing, I have a special surprise for you. I put together a Carolina Cities quiz, which just answer a few quick questions, and it will show you which Carolina city out of all the different cities, not just these two, will fit your lifestyle best. You can scan the code or tap the link below. Now, safety matters, but so does having a hospital that you actually trust. So next up, let's see which city gives you faster, better care. Charlotte's hospitals feel modern and well-connected. There's Novant Health, Atrium Health, and a long list of neighborhood clinics. So getting appointments is quick, and emergency rooms run on newer systems. For families and working professionals, it's reliable and close to home. Now, Charleston stands out for medical quality. It's home to MUSC, one of the best hospitals in the Southeast, plus Roper, St. Francis, and the VA network too. So there's specialists, surgeons, and research programs, all that sit right there in town. And many retirees move to Charleston just to stay near these specific doctors. So Charlotte's gonna win on convenience. Charleston's gonna win on some absolutely world-class care. Overall, Charleston's gonna take this round, but Charlotte still delivers fast, dependable care. It's just less of the medical school sparkle. You've got great doctors now, but what about teachers? Which city's school system sets kids up to win? Charlotte schools are a major reason that many families and individuals that really value education move here. Neighborhoods like Ballantyne, Waxhaw, and Huntersville offer newer campuses and strong district ratings. You'll find magnet programs, private options, and big playgrounds everywhere. Education feels organized, modern, and family-centered, a real selling point for many of the parents that I've worked with. Now, Charleston schools are a little bit hit or miss. Some, like Mount Pleasant and Daniel Island, shine in the rankings and awards that they've received, and others struggle with funding in older facilities. Private schools are popular for that reason in Charleston, but a lot of families love the community feel. It's just the consistency of schools really depends on the area that you're looking. So Charlotte brings structure and scale. Charleston offers charm, but not the same system strength. So Charlotte's gonna win this round. Now, schools are just one part of the equation, right? How is life for the entire family, for people of all ages, outside of the classroom? Let's talk about the appeal to different people next. Which city feels like it's built for everybody in the family? Charlotte checks almost every box in that department. There's safe suburbs, newer parks, strong schools, and family-friendly communities with lots of wholesome activities and amenities nearby. You'll see kids riding their bikes through town unattended, parents walking dogs, and weekend soccer everywhere. Homes come with space to grow, backyards, cul-de-sacs, and quiet streets. It's that suburban comfort kind of lifestyle, just minutes from a real city. Now, Charleston's family life feels warmer and a little bit slower. Think porches, local ice cream shops, and neighbors who wave back at you. And many people that are looking for, again, that family-friendly lifestyle look at places like Somerville or Mount Pleasant because it's got a balance of schools and space and, again, all those amenities when you're trying to take everything into consideration. It's peaceful, but coastal prices and commutes can really stretch the budget. Still, for people who want sunshine and community, it's an easy place to love. Charlotte's gonna win overall on structure and affordability, but Charleston's gonna win on charm and warmth. So who wins overall? I'm giving this one to Charlotte because there's more space, better balance, and it's easier if your household is growing. But no home feels perfect if storms are knocking, so let's talk about climate and hurricane risk next. Because where's the weather calm? Charlotte hits the sweet middle with 4 full seasons, just milder versions of each season. We've got warm summers, colorful falls, short winters, and a quick spring reset. No big hurricanes, no big floods, no sandbags at your door. It's predictable, easy, and comfortable year-round. Now, Charleston feels tropical, warm most of the year, breezy and bright. You can kayak in December or play golf in January, but that coastal beauty comes with a price. Hurricane season runs for half the year, and flooding is common even on sunny days. Locals stay calm. They've learned to live with it. It's part of life. But for people that are new to the area, it can really take some time to adjust. I remember I was going down by the coast with my girlfriend a few months ago. No rain, sunny day, and everything was flooding. I don't understand why. It's got something to do with the tides, but it just happens every once in a while. And Charlotte brings that comfort and stability, whereas Charleston brings sunshine with a side of storm prep. So who wins? Charlotte, because we have the mild seasons, there's not too many worries, but most importantly, there is no hurricane watch ongoing that you gotta worry about. Now, calm skies are great, but can Charlotte compete with ocean views? Let's see. Which city is going to be better for you really depends on the type of water vibe you like. Now, Charlotte does not have the ocean, but it does have Lake Norman, which is the next best thing, at least for here. Locals spend weekends boating, paddleboarding, and relaxing on the docks. You get the waterfront lifestyle without having to worry about hurricanes or flooding. because Lake Norman is a dammed lake, and so there's less than a foot of fluctuation in the water level because Duke Energy maintains it. It's clean, calm, and close, just not coastal. Now, Charleston lives and breathes the water. Beaches like Follies, Sullivan's, and Isle of Palms define daily life for beach lovers. You can kayak from your backyard, eat by the docks, or watch dolphins while you dine. It's a true coastal dream with surfboards, sunsets, and that salt smell in the air. And for many people, that's why they moved to Charleston, right? So who's got the edge? Charlotte offers lake life. Charleston offers ocean life. So who wins? Charleston's going to take this round because as much as I love Lake Norman and it's a phenomenal lake, you just can't beat waking up by the sea. Now let's try off and see how each city feels to live in. Do you want progress or peace? Charlotte feels modern and ambitious. We've got glass towers, coffee meetings, gyms, early mornings. People here talk goals, careers, and weekend plans all at once. It's a city that has been built for movement. New faces, new buildings, new energy. And if you like structure and speed, Charlotte's gonna keep you inspired. Now, Charleston moves to a different beat. Cobblestone streets, pastel homes, and porch swings that slow you down. You'll see artists, musicians, and families walking everywhere, and life feels softer in Charleston. There's less noise, there's more connection, and it's not about chasing time, it's about enjoying it. Charlotte buzzes with progress, Charleston breathes with soul. So Charleston wins this round because sometimes peace beats pace. Charlotte still wins if you want that growth, hustle, and new city feel. But to really feel a city, you've got to walk the streets. So let's hit the downtowns. Where's the downtown? What's it like? More than just tall buildings. Charlotte's downtown, or as we call it, uptown, feels clean, vertical, fresh. We've got modern buildings, rooftop bars, and skyline views everywhere. There's always something new, concerts, sports games, festivals, but it's more business by day, fun by night, because once the work crowd leaves, the energy cools off fast. Now, Charleston's downtown feels like stepping into a storybook. There's beautiful historic homes, palm-lined streets, horse carriages, and live music drifting from restaurants. You can walk from the market to the waterfront in just a few minutes, and every corner has a cafe, gallery, or hidden garden. It's not just a downtown, it is the heartbeat of the city. So Charlotte shines with skyline energy, and Charleston wins with timeless charm. So overall, I got to give this one to Charleston because history and walkability never goes out of style, but Charlotte can still win for nightlife and big events. It just feels newer and faster paced and not so cozy. So now that we've seen the views, let's taste the city. Which city serves more flavor? Charlotte's food scene is young, but it's growing fast. There's trendy restaurants, craft breweries, and rooftop brunch spots that pop up every month. South End, Loso, Plaza Midwood, all full of local chefs that are experimenting with some new ideas. It's fresh, urban, and always changing. We have a great mix for foodies who like variety and can appreciate a food scene that is coming into itself. Now, Charleston, totally different level. It's one of America's top food cities where every meal can make a memory. Low country shrimp, oysters at Shem Creek, and the fine dining in old brick buildings, you'll find world-class chefs blending Southern comfort with coastal flavors. And even the locals say that people come to Charleston for the food and end up staying for it too. So while Charlotte has fun and fast-growing food scene, Charleston's just legendary. It's not even close. Charleston has to win this one because it's the type of city where dinner feels like a reason to celebrate in and of itself. And again, Charlotte is getting there, but it's not quite there yet. So while food is just one flavor of culture, let's talk about the next, which is art and music. Where's culture more than just a buzzword? Charlotte's art scene is modern and growing. You'll find murals in South End, theaters in Uptown, and live music almost every weekend. Events like Charlotte Shout and the Festival in the Park bring the city together. It feels new, energetic, and full of potential. It's a reflection of the vibe of the city itself. Now, Charleston feels like art that you get to walk through. The cobblestone streets are beautiful, historic homes, galleries tucked into every block, and big names like Spalito Festival USA and Charleston Wine and Food draw visitors from around the world. Music, art, and storytelling are part of the city's rhythm, old charm meeting new creativity. So who's got the edge? Charlotte feels fresh and modern, Charleston feels timeless and alive, And we got to call this one a tie because Charleston has deeper roots, but Charlotte's catching up with some big city energy. Now, if this all sounds too close to call, you need to watch the detailed pros and cons videos that I put together for both cities so you can get a more in-depth look at which might be a better fit for you. But culture brings crowds together, so let's see who sparks a connection. Who wins at connections, quick chats, or deep talks? Charlotte buzzes with young energy, rooftop bars, breweries, and music nights that keep the weekend crowd busy. Singles and young professionals fill Uptown and South End looking to connect. Networking mixes with nightlife. You meet people at work and see them again at a brewery. I can't tell you how many times I've met or run into people that either I worked with or friends of mine ran into their coworkers just out on an average evening. It's fast, it's fun, and it's perfect for anyone who likes a city that stays social. Now, Charleston feels more laid back and romantic. Beach bonfires, live music, and sunsets, walks by the water. It's smaller, so people know each other quickly, and yes, you'll see familiar faces out on the town. The pace is slower, but the connections feel real. It's more about shared moments than speed dating energy. So Charlotte is big on options, Charleston is big on vibes, and I gotta give this one to Charlotte because there's more people, more events, and more ways to meet someone new. And hey, that's how I met my girlfriend, right? And Charleston can still shine for that romantic feel because there's not very many places that can top a sunset date by the pier. Now, nightlife is fun, but everybody needs a break once in a while, so let's see who can escape better. Where can you go from city to scenery the fastest? Charlotte sits in the middle of everything. You go 2 hours west, you're in the middle of the Blue Ridge Mountains. You go 3 hours east, you can hit the beach. And locals spend weekends hiking in Asheville, boating on Lake Norman, or wine tasting in Yadkin Valley. It's easy to switch from city life to nature mode without ever leaving North Carolina. Charleston's weekend life is the getaway. Beaches, islands, waterfront restaurants, all are within 20 minutes. So locals take short drives to Kiowa, Follies, or Sullivan's for quick escapes. And even a simple downtown can feel like a vacation. It's slower, it's sunnier, and already feels like you're getting away from it all. So who's got the edge? Charlotte wins for variety, Charleston wins for lifestyle. I gotta give this as a tie to both of these because while Charlotte gives you options, Charleston makes every day feel like a staycation. But when you want to go beyond the weekend, who's got the better accessibility, the better airport? Which city makes travel just easier? Charlotte wins big here because CLT is one of the busiest airports in the Southeast with direct flights to almost anywhere. It's an American Airlines hub, and you can get to the terminal from most suburbs in 20-25 minutes. And for business travelers and families visiting out of state, it's a huge advantage. Less layovers, super convenient. Now, Charleston's airport is a lot smaller, but it is easy to get in and out of with short lines, friendly staff, and quick check-ins. It's simple, but limited. You'll find plenty of East Coast routes, but longer flights often connect through Charlotte or Atlanta, and it's great for beach town living, just not so much for global or national travel. While Charlotte's a major hub, Charleston is a cozy local runway that still has some access, but for faster access, more flight, and fewer connections, Charlotte's gonna win all the way. Now, easy travel's great, but what about feeling like you belong? Let's talk about diversity next. Which city feels more open and welcoming? Charlotte is a melting pot. People come here from New York, California, Chicago, and everywhere in between. You'll hear different accents, taste global food, and meet folks chasing new beginnings. It's young, career-driven, and full of fresh energy. Everyone's new, and that makes it easy to fit in. It feels kind of like the first day of school. Now, Charleston mixes old roots with new voices. You'll meet lifelong locals and creative newcomers from all over. Artists, retirees, and entrepreneurs give it a very colorful mix. The vibe leans more relaxed and community-based because people know their neighbors. It's not as fast-changing as Charlotte, but it's full of personality and local pride. So Charlotte feels diverse by numbers, Charleston feels inclusive by heart, and who's gonna win? I gotta give this round to Charleston because it blends pure Southern tradition with some new creative energy. And Charlotte still wins for that global mix. It's where fresh starts happen every day. And so with many people moving in, which city's future looks brighter? When it comes to winning the long-term growth game, Charlotte is just getting started. It's one of the fastest growing cities in the Southeast and in the US. We've got new construction, corporate relocations, and booming suburbs everywhere. Big companies are bringing steady jobs and keep prices climbing here. And from skyline towers to new schools and roads, Charlotte just keeps building forward. Now, Charleston growth feels very different. It's more about preservation than expansion. Historic rules protect the charm in many of the older areas, but also limit how much it can grow. And geographically, you're surrounded by water, so there's only so much land you can grow into. New builds do pop up inland, just not downtown, and it's beautiful, but it's boxed in. Growth comes slower and pricier, and the traffic gets worse and worse, especially coming from the more affordable areas into the major employment hubs. So while Charlotte grows wider and faster, Charleston grows smaller but smarter. Who wins? Charlotte's going to take this round with more space, more projects, and more opportunity on the horizon. But after all this, which city actually feels like you? Let's wrap this up with identity fit. It's time to pick your side. Charlotte fits the dreamers who are still climbing, people here to chase goals, build careers, and love structure. It's modern, it's efficient, and full of forward motion. If you want growth, opportunity, and a place that keeps you moving, this is your city. Now, Charleston fits the ones who are ready to breathe. It's slower, warmer, and rich in stories. You'll trade speed for sunshine, ambition for peace, and hustle for connection. You want life to feel a little bit calmer, this is where it starts. And if you want life to feel maybe calmer but not too calm, if you're coming from New York or California or somewhere, then maybe Charlotte is a better fit, because Charlotte's gonna build your future. Charleston helps you live it. Overall, it's a tie. Both cities win in their own way, but here's the truth. You can't learn everything that you need to make a decision in one video. And making the wrong city choice is a 6-7-figure mistake. Like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars on a home is very expensive, and it could leave you stuck for a decade or more in a city that you hate. So before you decide anything, take the Carolina City quiz that I put together for you. You can scan the code, click the link below. It'll show you which city in the Carolinas, maybe Charlotte, maybe Charleston, maybe a different one, is going to actually fit your lifestyle, your budget, and your dreams. And if one of these already sounded interesting, you just want to get the most information possible before you move forward, watch this playlist here. It's got pros and cons videos in depth for both Charlotte and Charleston. My name's Lucas Roller, your trusted expert in the Carolinas for all things real estate and lifestyle, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.